Hey, what's up? How are you guys doing? It is freaking 2019, baby. Yeah, if you're watching this, guess what? You made it. Good job on that. How are y'all doing today? My name is Dawnna St. Louis. I am CEO of biz-on-fire.com, or just go to highprofitzone.com. Anyway, let me tell you, I was talking to a friend yesterday. Not kidding you. The first thing they said was, Dawnna, it's January 1st. I'm like, good job. They're like, yeah, I already screwed up 2019. I was like, it's January 1st. Like, you still got 364 opportunities to get it right. It is January 1st. You couldn't really mess it up that bad already. It is January 1st. So I think today is January 2nd. So let me just tell you, you still in the game. Even if you messed up yesterday, if you feel like you blew all of 2019 yesterday, it's January 2nd, bro. We can start over. It's cool. It's all right. But here's the thing. Even with that, do you know that a whopping 60 plus, over 60%, I think it's like 67% of people by January 21st will have completely eradicated their New Year's resolution. By the end of January, only 10% of their people are still holding strong to their resolution. What's up, Jay? Right? So think about that. 30 days. You still got 11 months to go. Within the first 30 days, 9 out of 10 people watching this are done by the end of January. Are you one of those people? Are you done by the end of January? And here's the thing. You might be going, no, I'm going to stick true. I bet you anything I come back here and that's February 1st. All right, but I do have a secret. So I have a secret sauce that I use in order to ensure that I hit my goals. And you're going to be like, that's it? I'm not kidding you. It works every time. It works every year. Some smart ass is probably going, yeah, of course, she doesn't make a goal. I do make goals. I don't make New Year's resolutions. A resolution to me means that you're resolving to be a different person, or I don't know. It just doesn't sound to me. I make goals and I work towards those goals because goals have milestones. I don't just have dreams. But let's first talk a little bit about why do people like bang out completely on their goals so early? Like, why is it that their goals go to hell so quickly? Well, first of all, it's not because they're not good people. It's mainly because they've not done a really good job in the first place setting the goal. That's where it really starts. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's that the goal setting has been wrong. And this is what I mean. Number one, your mindset has to be right. See, most people set goals that they don't think they deserve. They don't really believe that they're going to accomplish. And once they get past those two things, they can't realistically see themselves in it anyway. So here's a good example. I talked to this gentleman earlier this week, and we were talking about his goals for 2019, and he's just starting his business. And so I said, okay, let's look at your financial goals, your client goals. Like, we're literally going to start laying this down. And the first thing came out of his mouth, if you just had to guess what number he said his business was going to make in the first year with no experience at all, barely a marketing budget, barely a budget, right? He's just duplicating what someone else has done in business. Now, he has a number that he's going to hit the first year. No marketing dollars, no real seed capital. What do you think that number is? If you thought $1 million, you are absolutely on point. Now, I know I'm going to sound like the worst person in the world, but I'm going to call bullshit on that. And the reason I'm calling bullshit on that is, quite honestly, I can't tell you how many entrepreneurs that I speak to that in the first year, they're going to hit $1 million and they have no number behind it. They have nothing behind it. Exactly. It happens every single time, right? Exactly, Jay. So why does that happen? Okay. I'm not saying $1 million goal is unrealistic or $1 million goal is unreasonable, but you got to back into how you're going to get it. First of all, when I said to him, I go, okay, so you got $1 million in your bank at the end of the year. What does that feel like? What does that look like? And he goes, I don't know. I'm like, no, let's do it. What does it feel like? What does it look like when you have that $1 million in your account? And he honestly had no idea. So he had not even visually put himself in the position of having that money. Here's the thing. Until you can visually put yourself in it, you're not going to get it. It's just like people who go, I want to lose 100 pounds. Until you can start seeing yourself 100 pounds slimmer, you're not going to hit that goal. It starts here, right? I know people who say they want to travel the world, but they can't even imagine themselves getting on a plane to travel the world. And I do these exercises. I'm like, well, hold on. Let's imagine that you're in the plane. Let's imagine that you're going on the 15-hour flight from here to Dubai. Let's talk about what that feels like, And then when they start talking about it, all they talk about is, oh my God, 15 hours. Okay, wait. So do you really want that? Are you only going to see the negative? Because if you're only going to see the negative, you're not going to hit the goal. So the first thing you got to get right is your mind. You have to really get your mindset around the goal. So number one, you recognize that you deserve it. You actually deserve that goal. If you want to be 100 pounds lighter, you deserve to be 100 pounds lighter. I don't give a shit if you ate chocolate cake every day since you were born. If you now want to lose 100 pounds, you deserve to be 100 pounds lighter. If you want to have $1 million, you deserve to have that $1 million. You deserve it. But you have to think that and know that first, because that is where it starts. Your goals start with your mind. You really have to say, I deserve that goal, and I can see myself physically in that goal. It is one of the reasons why, by the way, a lot of people ask me, like, Dawnna, why do you do the retreats in $1 million mansion? The reason we do our retreats in multi-million-dollar mansions is because it is important to immerse your mind, body, spirit, and soul in the experience if you're going to really have it. So when people walk in there, at first when they walk into the retreat, the mansion retreat, they're like, wow, this is pretty freaking awesome. Right? They look around, they see the chandeliers, they see the the kitchen, the bathtubs, like the place is just spectacular. When they first walk in, they're blown away by all the houses in the neighborhood and how everybody's just, these huge. But then after a couple of days, what happens is, hey, what's up, Sean? After a couple of days, what happens is they start becoming very comfortable in that environment. So all of a sudden, that environment isn't spectacular anymore. It's special, but then it becomes normal. They're like, oh, I'm just running up to the billiard room to grab da-da-da-da. Oh, I'm going to go take a call over in the solarium. Right? Their language about it even things sounds differently. So if you really want to reach those goals, you really have to find a way to immerse yourself in that experience. If you want to say, I want to lose weight, start looking at the skinny clothes that you will be wearing. Imagine yourself in those clothes. If you want $1 million in your account, imagine having $1 million in your account and then ask yourself, how am I going to make that money work for me? Because quite honestly, if your money is just sitting in the bank, it's not doing anything. It's not doing its job. Money is supposed to work. So you start thinking, how am I going to invest that money? You have to put yourself in the future that you want to be in. Otherwise, you're not going to hit those goals, right? And then, like I said, the goals are so unrealistic. There is a big difference between having a dream, a resolution, and a goal, right? So we got it. So we get to this dream state, right? Of these dreams. And there's nothing wrong with dreams, but those dreams at some point have to hit paper. And then on that paper, you got to start breaking it down. So when I set a goal, this is what I do. I'm not kidding you. People always say, well, Dawnna, how do you do it? This is how I do it. I do this all the time. So I go, my goal is I'm going to do 4 multi-million-dollar mansion retreats in a year. Notice that I did not say, I'm going to do 4 multi-million-dollar mansion retreats in a year, and they're going to make me $800 million, and and I didn't put all the ands on it. I picked a goal that was a stretch, but obtainable. Be a little unrealistic, stretch but obtainable. So quite honestly, 4 was probably easy for me, right? So then I said, okay, 4 multi-million-dollar mansion retreats, 100% sold out, and they're going to be all sold out within a month of putting the dates up. I got to tell you, I set that goal out. And because I set that intention, every time I put a date out for a retreat, my goal is to sell out that retreat before that month comes up, because now that is in my mindset. And I can see myself getting on the phone and making the phone calls and making that happen. And I do it every single solitary time. So you have to do the same thing with your goals. If your goal is I'm going to lose weight, then you have to first see, okay, I'm going to lose weight. First, you got to visualize it. Start looking at the smaller clothes. Start imagining yourself in it. I'm going to have $1 million. Great. What are you going to do with that money? What does that feel like? What does that taste like? What does that sound like? How does that feel? How are you going to duplicate that success, right? You got to really be in it. Can't just make these goals up and just be like, la da 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 da, right? Oh, I blew 2019. No. You haven't blown anything. Keep it going. Okay, so now that you've done that, here's the next part. And people almost never do this. Drives me absolutely nuts. Pay close attention to this part. If you have a goal to lose weight, if you have a goal to make $1 million, if you have a goal to start a business, sit down with yourself, the person in the mirror that normally criticizes you, go ahead and sit down in front of them and ask them an honest question. What is going to keep me from hitting this goal? What is it that I don't know? What is it that I'm an idiot about? What is that? Because whatever that is what you need to start writing down. What are the things that are going to keep you from hitting that goal? Most people will not do that. They put the goal out there and then they say, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to swim 1,000,000 laps this year. I'm going to get in that pool every day and swim 1,000,000 laps. Then your dumb ass sit down and realize you don't even know how to swim. What you going to do? Just go to the pool and stare at the damn water? No, you got to write that down. First step, learn how to swim. Maybe. I have people all the time, Dawn, I'm going to make $1 million in my business. I go, okay, great. One of the things about business is that you have to be able to know, you have to identify, like everybody always talks about target markets. Target markets are great, don't get me wrong. I don't really talk about target markets as much as I talk about target rich environments. So if you're going to market, if you're going to go into this business, you're going to make all this money, where's your target rich environment? Who are you going to reach out to? Oh, wait, what? You don't know how to spell marketing? Okay, well, you got to know this, right? You got to sit there and go, maybe I don't know shit about marketing. Because if you can see where the holes are, then you can start patching that up. See, the way I look at it is like this. On January 1st, you get in a boat. And that boat starts heading towards December 31st. And there is a goal between January 1st and December 31st. And there is this whole line in the middle. Here's the thing. That boat might have holes in it. So before you start heading out on this journey, you might want to get those holes patched up. What are they? Oh, I'm going to swim 1,000,000 laps, but I don't know how to swim. Or even better, I don't have a pool available during the winter. It's going to be really hard to hit that goal. So you're going to have to be a little smarter. You're going to have to start thinking, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll get a membership at the Y. Right? And by the way, I don't do weight loss goals. I do different goals. So for example, let's just say, for example, I wanted to lose weight. Here's the thing about me. And people who know me, this is just how I am. I am not a size 2 by a long shot. I do have a bigger booty and a smaller waist, but I am not a size 2. Now, with that said, I don't make weight loss goals. I am good with who I am. I'm like, look, I'm going to be 50 next year. I'm all right. This is where 50 landed, right? And so what I do is I come up with a different type of goal. I come up with specific task activity goals, such as I want to swim, I want to be able to do 40 laps in the pool by the end of the year, as compared to right now I'm doing 20. Or I want to be able to do 80 laps in the pool by the end of the year, as compared. Or I want to be able to run 5 miles by the end of the year, rather than just running to the mailbox and getting winded, which is normally how I roll, right? So what I do is instead of having weight loss goals, I have healthier fit goals. So I change that a little bit. So think of your goal. Your goal should also be something positive, forward moving. People do weight loss. I don't necessarily believe in weight loss as I believe in health achievement goals, right? So I want to be healthier. Maybe I want to have, I don't say less fat. I say I want to have more body. I want to have more muscle. I want to be able to do certain things, right? So I change that up. So those are the top three, right? Mindset has to be right. Then you have to, number two, sit there and go, hey, what the hell? I really, really, really need to figure out what are the holes in my bolts so I can patch those up. And then number three, you have to then lay down and write down what are the consistent milestones you're going to give yourself. So for example, if I wanted to go from hell, I can't swim at all, to at the end of the year, I want to be able to swim 20 laps, then step one, get a swimming lesson or two, right? And then go from step two for a swimming lesson. Okay, to answer your question, Ryan, the next one is May 1st through May 6th. He's asking about the high profit zone classes, just for everybody who's wondering. May 1st through 6th. Anyway, so then I'd say, okay, I need to get swimming lessons. And I give myself a specific deadline and date on that. Then I'd have a next thing, and then I'd have a next thing, and then I'd have a next thing. Then after that, I'd start measuring my progress. And just because, let's say I was at the point where I was swimming 10 laps a day, and then I had a week or a couple of days where I only swam like 8. Give yourself a damn break. You don't need to be perfect. You need to progress. Okay, so I did 8. Maybe I'll do 9 and 10 and 11. Sometimes you got to take a couple of steps back and give yourself a break just so you can move forward. Once you have those things, here's the other thing to get, and oh my God, they're absolutely amazing. Get yourself some accountability partners, and here's the thing. You don't have to have one. I put mine right here on Facebook. I come up here and say, hey, y'all, I got to write a damn book. I got to do it within X number of days. Sometimes other people give me my goals. I was actually talking to Rita today, and I said, listen, somebody gave me this damn goal to write this book. And then I sat down and I wrote the book. I wrote 200 pages in 4 weeks that I had to deliver. Then I turned around, got rid of, like after that last retreat, got rid of like 120 pages or so, sat down, and then wrote another like 160 pages within 4 weeks. My point is that sometimes somebody else will give you a goal and you just got to run yourself into that goal. Like you really got to get to it. Right. So the book I'm talking about that Renita got a chance to see is the High Profit Zone book. You cannot buy it online. Sorry, it is only available through the retreat or through the High Profit Zone learning platform, which won't be up until the end of the month. Anyway, but those are the other things you want to do. Sometimes you need accountability partners around you. So I have a High Profit Zone family. They hold my ass accountable. That is so important. Have people around you that will hold you accountable. And you can't get an attitude, by the way, when they call you on your shit. I had somebody tell me one time, like, listen, I'm just going to need you to nag me. And I'm like, okay, now I don't like to nag people, but I'll nag you. And then I nagged them and they gave me tone and attitude. I was like, oh no, you did not just give me tone and attitude. First of all, I don't even like to nag people. Second of all, I don't even care if you hit your damn goal. Third of all, you ain't going to give me tone and attitude after you ask for my help. Shit, I could be giving this help to somebody else for a profit. So you got to be real about that, right? Accountability people it's not their job to nag you. It is their job to make sure that if you say you're going to do something, that you do it. And when you don't, to call you on it for not doing it. That's all that is. Don't call it more than it is. Don't make it seem like it's their job to track you down and make sure you did your work. That's not how it works at all. At all. But do give yourself a schedule. Anyway, so many people are going to fail this year at their goals. I mean, seriously. I went back and I looked at the people from 2018, because it's 2019. See, I'm already in 2020. I've been saying it's 2019 for a while. Anyway, I saw, it's 2019, right? Yeah, okay. I'm one of those people that, like, I'll be old and they'll say, what year is it? And I'll be like, 2069. And they'll be like, she crazy. No, because I've been creating that future for so long. Y'all just deal with it. I've been creating 2019. I'm like, damn, when is it going to get here? Right? Anyway, I can't wait to see you there, Sasha. Anyway, one of the things that you want to do is you want to be so forward looking that your today actions are getting you there. See, some people make this mistake as well. They're so forward looking that they don't do shit today except for dream. No, you need to be forward looking, knowing for sure that you are going to work towards that goal. So one of the questions that I asked people on Thanksgiving was, I said, listen, everybody always talks about what they're grateful for the past year. And everybody always talks about, what are you going to tell your 7-year-old self? I don't give a damn about, I ain't telling my 7-year-old self shit because she's not around anymore. What I do is I ask my future self questions about what I should do today. I'm like, listen, Dawnna 2.0, I'm running into a challenge here. If everything was going exactly the way you want it to go, what advice would you give me? And then I shut up and listen. I don't sit here and worry about the past. For Thanksgiving, I said, hey, I don't care about what you're thankful for in the past year. You should have said thank you. What I want to know is, what are you going to be thankful for next year? So it's the same thing with these goals. You guys so have the ability to hit your goals. You really, really do. But first of all, let's make them reasonably realistic. And I know Grant Cardone be saying all this shit. Be unrealistic about your goals. Be unrealistic. Okay, let me tell you why I'm against that. I'm going to go ahead and do it. The reason that I want you to be unrealistic about, I don't want you to do that shit, is this. Because if you have an unrealistic goal, i.e., I'm going to lose 5 pounds a week, and you start on Monday, and when Sunday comes around and you've only lost 3 pounds, you think you're a piece of shit. And you are telling yourself that you're a piece of shit. And your mindset is looking at you as a piece of shit. Whereas every other coach would look at you and go, holy crap, you lost 3 pounds this week? That's amazing. So I want you to have goals that literally are not over your head. I want you to take a freaking step ladder. I want you to put it on the ground and I want you to step up on it. And then I want you to take the next one and put it up and I want you to step up on that. In other words, I want you to make your goals realistic enough. Don't get me wrong. Don't make it like a little like, I'm going to lose 5 ounces this week. No. Let's not go that way either. But let's make them realistic, because unrealistic goals actually has an impact on a negative mindset. And that negative mindset actually keeps you from reaching those goals. Because let me tell you something. If I go get on the scale and I look at it and it goes down, and I look at it again and it goes down, and I look at it again and it goes down, I'm like, oh shit, I'm doing something. If I have an expectation that it must be at 5 pounds at the end of the week, then I'm looking at my 3 pound loss and thinking how crap I am. Right? So I only want to lose a pound a day. That's realistic. No, Rich, no. So let me help people. By the way, for real, I love you, Rich, but for real with weight loss goals. Here's the real thing. For your weight loss goals, you only have one goal. Ready? And that is that your scale will go down at least 4 days a week more than it went up 3 days a week. That's it. So if it goes down a half pound and then goes up a quarter pound, but then it goes down a half pound and then it goes up a quarter pound, then it goes down a half pound, and it goes up a pound, but then it goes down a half pound, you won. That's it. You're still net a half pound lighter. That is your whole goal. Do not have these crazy, I got to lose 5 pounds a week, because then you beat up yourself and it's just not fair to you. Just like I don't want you to have, I'm going to make $1 million by the end of the month. No. What I love to hear you say, especially your first year out, my goal is to either break even or be net positive every month of my first year. She goes, that's a lot of math. Renita's always getting me on my math because, mental math, but whatever. So what I really want you to do is, I want you to make your goals so realistic that you become your own personal cheerleader. My goal is to be net positive by the end of the month. Every month I want to be net positive, right? Even if it's 0, I'll take 0 over negative, right? 0 meaning I was able to pay all my expenses and it didn't cost me anything. Like it balanced out, right? This is all we're looking for initially, is how do we get net positive, net positive, net positive? Because when I can get people to net positive gains, then I can go, okay, fine. Let's decide what we're going to do with those gains. See, if we make your goals realistic, I'm going to back that up. I'm going to come closer and tell you this. Do you know the number one reason that entrepreneurs fail is because of their mindset? The number one reason. Quite honestly, dirty Q-tips sell on eBay for $1,000. Like seriously, you can take them, you can go and sell them on eBay and somebody will buy them. People are crazy with money, right? So the number one reason that entrepreneurs fail is because of their mindset. So what I really need for an entrepreneur to do, at least, especially their first year out, and when I say first year out, people get mad at me because they're like, Dawnna, I've been in business for 10 years. Bitch, you only started making money last week. So you ain't been in business for 10 years. You've been busy, but you ain't been in business. Let's call it what it is. So your first year out that you're actually going to make money, net positive gains. What I really need you to do first year is to get your mindset strong enough so that way you can start hurdling some of those harder times when you have those bigger goals and you can't reach them. Right? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to have those bigger goals later. Right now, we are going in in 2019. You know how I roll. So right now, I don't want you to come at me and say, Dawn, I have this giant New Year's resolution. I don't want you to come at me and tell me I have this number I have to hit per week. No. What I really want you to do is come and say, I want to have a positive net gain at the end of every week. That's it. That's all I need you to do. And if every week is too much, then every month. I want you to take a look at the things that are going to slow you down and keep you from hitting those goals. Find those holes, and then let's go fill them in. Get your education. I got a coach, and I coach people, and I have coaches, right? Why? Because people, you need to make sure that you have that. So that's how you're really going to get those goals. You got to find those giant gaps that are killing you first. First year, focus on your mindset. Next year, second year, focus on your money. Because you're going to make, if your mindset is right, especially if you're working with people like me and the high profit zone coaches, you're going to get in your flow. You're going to make money. But the second year, so the first year we got to get your mindset. The second year, we're going to get your money. The third year, we're going to increase your productivity. The fourth year, we're going to diversify. So now you're making even more money. Then we're going to increase your efficiencies again. So it's like a cycle. But every time we're going to go back to your mindset, because if your mindset isn't right, you will destroy your entire company. And you'll destroy your life if your mindset ain't right. Trust me, I've been there. I've had depression. I know what it's like when your mindset can ruin your life or it can make your business. So that's right, Bobby. Mindset, money. Then you want to go to, and I always say your productivity and your efficiencies go together. And then from there, we're going to diversify, right? And then we go back around again. Now, when you diversify, the year that you diversify, by the way, that year that you diversify is going to be a tougher year financially. So your mindset has to be right again. Then you're going to go back to your money. Then you're going to go back to your productivity and your efficiency. And then you're going to go back to your mindset, diversity, and then back to mindset. So that's why we have a 4-year cycle, even on when we tell people to diversify. Anyway, listen, on January 21st, I do not want you guys to be saying, oh, crap, I blew 2019. No, you did not. You still have time to go. And I know you guys can do this, right? So keep it. Yes. Hi, Lindy. How are you doing? So anyway, keep it very, very, very specific. Mindset, money, productivity, and efficiency, then diversify. That is the 4-year cycle. That is a 4-year cycle I have coached businesses on for years. It is the way that we keep them from going crazy and losing their business and losing their shirt. Also, make sure that you patch those holes in your boat before you start selling in 2019, and make sure that you are surrounding yourself with the people who are going to help you up your game. Oh, last thing. Oh my God. There's a big difference between exposing yourselves to people, and I don't mean like in the creepy, like guy with the raincoat kind of way, not that, but I mean exposing yourself to people who are at a much higher level versus upping your network. I'm only talking about this because I know a lot of people try to do this, especially for their New Year's resolution. One of the things that somebody told me was that they were going to up their game. They were going to up their network. And I said, well, tell me what that means. And so what that meant to them was that, and I know this is going to sound really snobbish, and I don't mean it to be, but just stay with me. What people did was they said, I'm going to up my game. And like, let's say they were making $100,000 a year, just for argument's sake, right? And so they have the mindset, the mentality, the education, the skills of $100,000 a year business owner. Just calling it like it is. Y'all know how I roll. Then, so what they said they were going to do is they were going to start hanging out with millionaire business owners and $1 million business owners and multi-million-dollar business owners. Okay, I will tell you why that's a mistake, and y'all are going to say I'm sounding like a snob, but trust me on this one. I've made this mistake. I know what it feels like. I know what it looks like. I know what it smells like. Not good. When you go and you are a $100,000 person with a $100,000 mindset and you're working with $100,000 and you're used to working with $100,000 people, you want to expose yourself to $1 million people. So yes, you want to go out with them on their yachts. You want to go hang out with them at the country club. You want to simply expose yourself to that lifestyle. You want to go to the $1 million mansion retreats. That's what you want to do. Then back off. Either put yourself in a subservient role, and I know it's going to sound bad, but put yourself in a more subservient role and say, you know what? I am here to learn from you, be mentored by you, to shut the hell up and listen to what you're saying, recognizing that I might not know all the stuff that you guys are talking about because you're talking about fourth year diversity and I'm just trying to get my mindset right. That's called exposure. One of the smartest things you could do is expose yourself to the possibilities of a life that you want. Super powerful. That is different from up-leveling your network. If you're currently a $100,000 person, then you want to up-level to a 150, 250, that type of area. Why? Because these people, and you want to have one person below you. So one person below you, and I would say 4 people above you in your network. Those are going to be your 5 people. The reason why is you want to be able to give back to that person below you. The reason you want to give back to that person below you is because you're going to recognize their challenges and it's going to help you as you teach them up yourself. But then the people above you is where you can get your information from. And what you will soon learn is those people that are right above you in your network have very similar problems to your $100,000 ass, which means that you can start looking at opportunities for you to up level yourself and for you to do things slightly different in your network. I hear people all the time that go, oh, I'm going to this, retreat and everybody there is a multimillionaire and they haven't cracked $25,000 that year. They have spent literally $20,000 to go to this. No, this guy's retreat was $25,000. They spent $25,000 to go to that retreat. They only made that year $25,000. And when they got in the room, everybody treated them like they were a peon. And when they came to the conversation, people really didn't want to talk to them because they feel like they brought nothing to the table. And so then other people started looking at them as either A, potential client, or B, a nuisance, right? Because they went there and it was almost like they went there in fraudulence. So one of the things that people tell me they want to do is up their network. And while you can up your network, make sure you're upping your network one level at a time. Smart networks as compared to exposure. Exposure is fine to understand the lifestyle and get the mindset, but then leverage the network in order to grow your business. And I hope that makes sense because people screw that one up all the time. And you don't want to become a nuisance to people that one day you want as colleagues. Hey, what's up, Kim? Anyway, that's what I got for tonight, everybody. Please, I can't wait to see you guys kill it on your New Year's resolutions and goals. Crashing is not cool. No, crashing is not cool. Not at all. Question. Somebody asked me, what was my New Year's resolution for 2018 and what is it for 2019? So again, I don't use resolutions, but I will tell you my goal. So what a lot of people didn't know is at the end of 2017, I had a significant loss in my family and business, and I literally lost just about everything. And in 2018, I ate my own dog food right at the beginning of 2018. And people who know me on the phone right now, they know this already. Right at the beginning of 2018, I sat down, came up with a plan. By the time March rolled around, the plan was implemented. By the time the plan was implemented, the multi-million-dollar mansion retreats were going. They've sold out. Everyone that we've done has sold out completely. The next one is coming up in January. My goal for 2019, sorry, I'm still like way ahead. So I lost everything and rebuilt it all back up in the past. Well, not all. I think I'll say in the past year it was definitely a foundation year. So I'll say I did maybe 30%. So this year, of course, for me is going to get the next 70%. That's number one. And then number two, well, that's not fair. This year I'll get another 50%. And then number two, another one of my big goals is I want to do one of the retreats I think I want to do it in Costa Rica or Dominica. I'm definitely going to do an international one. And then the other thing that's really big is that we're getting a lot of people that are clamoring for our Bentley Sales Method sales retreat, because it's 100, well, I shouldn't say 100%. It's about 70% role play, interactivity of teaching people how to actually have a sales conversation. So from sales conversation to close. And so I'm looking at trying to put 2 of those on the calendar, just trying to work my calendar out and make sure that, that we can get it done and that I can have the book written by then. So those are my goals. My goal is at least 1 sales retreat. I'm saying that, but it's like I got to sit down and go and pull all the stuff out. Hi, Mommy. That's my mommy. Hi, Mommy. That's my mommy who just said she's proud of me. Just saying. Anyway, so yeah, my mommy knows I lost everything and then I rebuilt it all. Not all, I meant like 30%. Anyway, yeah, you guys just saw me like all geek out because my mommy came on. So anyway, who just got a soda stream and I got one too. All right, but back to it. My goal is, number 1, of course, 4 high profit zone retreats for sure, not even a question. Number 2, I'm going to stretch. My stretch goal is to put a sales retreat on there. That's a big stretch goal. And my other kind of stretch goal is to put an international retreat. So those are like my stretch goals for that. My speaking goals, quite honestly, I hate to say this and it's going to sound a little snotty. Those aren't really hard for me. So when I sit down and decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do, I haven't put those as huge goals. I have amazing people like Lindy working with me. So I'm going to let her make those goals. I'll put those on Lindy. I'm going to make her have the hard time. And by the way, my mom is coming to one of the retreats, and I'm so excited that she's coming. I can't wait for her to be there. So she's coming to one of the retreats. It's the first time that she'll actually come to one of my retreats. So yay. Anyway, yeah, Lindy, so if y'all want to know what are my speaking goals for 2019, you got to ask Lindy, because Lindy is thebomb.com, so that's who I'm leaving it up to. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I know I kind of ranted. I hope this is helpful for you in regards to hitting your goals and not getting too depressed or down or whatever. And listen, if you're interested in coming to the next High Profit Zone retreat, they're game changers. The only way you could, hey, what's up, Kelly? So the only ways that you guys can get into the retreat is either A, you got to know an alumni who went there and they have to refer you in, or B, you got to know me in some way, shape, or form, and we got to get on the call. That's the only way you can get in a retreat. So if you want to get in a retreat, I put a link at the top that says talk to Dawnna. And so set up a time for us to talk, and we'll talk about if it's right for you. Just so you'll know, the retreat is $1,000 down, and it's $1,000, $3,000 payments, and it's May 1st through May 6th. And then the one in August, we're actually going to do in Tennessee. So whether you want to come to this one or August, if you put down a $1,000 deposit now, you obviously can make longer payments because you have all the way until August. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I'm actually going to stop working now because I'm tired. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. I love you, Mommy. I love you guys too, my Facebook family. I do, but I got to say, I love you, Mommy. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.